Hey ABC, it's Greeno. Well, I got a break in the action right now, so thought I would film a video, try and post something. It's been a little while. Definitely got some stuff to show, some stuff haven't even had time to spin yet, but I'm going to go ahead and show everything while I'm making a video, get it all shown, and go from there. Alright, getting to get started here. A couple things I've been reading. And I'm hoping I didn't show you this stuff in the last video. I don't think I have, but we'll go with it. Got the Metal Blade book, and for the sake of heaviness, Metal Blade Records. This is very cool. I didn't know anything about this. I just saw it kind of pop up. I think it was Henry posted a picture or mentioned it or something to the boy Ellis, which I miss your videos, brother. But anyways, and he showed a picture of it, and I was like, wow, I didn't know anything about that. I jumped online, ordered it. Very cool book, easy read. I got like 10 pages left here on it, but it's not like a tell-all, you know, or anything like that. It's just a cool book about the label, you know, and what all Brian Slagel, you know, went through, and talking about the bands and all that. Very cool. Recommended. And finally, a new issue of Iron Fist. Just got this over the weekend. Only read a couple things in it. But after filming this video, I'm going to be spinning some more records tonight and reading some of this. Finish that book and then jump into this. If you've never checked out Iron Fist magazine and you're a metalhead, especially an 80s guy, this is the magazine. They're hard pretty much to track down, but you can find them on Amazon or eBay, you know, third-party sellers on Amazon, whatever. But definitely worth getting, man. That's a fantastic magazine. All right, let's jump into it. I made a little bit of notes so I can kind of keep everything straight here. Nothing in depth, just yeah. I can't remember shit, so. All right, actually. Aaron, Metal Theologian, mentioned this, so I wanted to track it down. It's Iron Gypsy. Hopefully the glare is not too bad. And these dudes were out of Canada. This came out in 1984, and No Remorse Records just reissued it. Short press. I can't remember how many were done, but I'm sure they won't be around long. This one I haven't spun yet, other than I checked out a little bit online just to make sure, you know, because it looked cool and it definitely sounded cool what I heard online. So I just got that in, along with a couple other ones here, along with this one, Excalibur, Warriors of the Night. Saw this pop up. This is also on No Remorse, and these dudes were out of Pennsylvania, and this came out in 1986. I've never seen an original of this. I have a bootleg of it on CD, so saw No Remorse put it out, so I wanted to grab it. It popped up, so I went for it. I haven't spun this one yet, but I have heard it before. It's been a long time, but I have heard it. Another one. This band was out of Germany, and they only put out a couple demos, 2 demos. I think that was it. And basically, this collects those 2 demos. And it's Whetstone Ancient Metal. And Ancient Metal was the name of one of the demos. And I think the demos were like, I wrote it down, 86 and 88. And again, these guys were out of Germany. And I haven't got to spin this one yet either, other than I checked out a little bit. I think it was on YouTube. There was some clips up, you can check them out, and it was definitely sounding cool, so I went ahead and grabbed it. Alright, next, this totally blew me away, this band. I've never heard this band. To be quite honest, I didn't know anything about them. It's just one of these bands that got by, you know, got by me. And the band is Avenger. Depraved to Black is the first EP. And like I said, these guys were out of Germany. They released this EP and a full length in 1985. Both come out in the same year. This was reissued on Pure Steel Records. Just come out, I believe. It's limited. Can't remember what this one is. This is the gray and black splatter, limited to 166, but whatever, that doesn't matter. But wow, this is killer, man. Like I said, they did the EP and the full length, and then they changed their name to Rage, which is still around now, I believe, and releasing albums. But a well-known German band. But basically, this is where they started as Avenger, and the full length was called Prayers for Steel. Great cover. And again, this is on Pure Steel. And this one is a 2 LP set, so it has the full length plus demos and some live stuff, and the EP also has some demos on it. And everything sounds great. I mean, everything. I have one more side of this to listen to, but everything so far has been great quality. Very cool band. Great mid-80s German metal. You know, just really good. This was basically an upgrade. I've had this forever, but the records were warped pretty much to the point it wasn't worth playing it. But I hung on to it and actually put it in one of those frames because it has such a killer cover, and it's on the wall over here. It's a Bonsai comp. And man, I can't remember the year on this. And of course it doesn't say. But it's early to mid 80s. It's got Venom, Raven, Metallica, Slayer, Trouble. And then there's a bonus 12-inch that comes with it also. But it also has Tokyo Blade, Gravedigger, Warfare, Swordledge, Maniacs. Just really killer comp. And there's the Bonsai label. Like I was saying, I've had a copy of this for a long time, but it wasn't really playable. But it was such a cool cover, I hung on to it and put it on the wall. And finally came across another really nice copy of it, so I went ahead and grabbed it. Next, band called Nightmare 2, Death Do Us Part. I think these guys were California. Yep, out of California. This is an EP, come out in 1985, if I remember. But just cool, you know, mid-80s metal. I'd never come across this before either, and saw it online. Really decent price. I grabbed it. There's the inner sleeve. Next, somebody I think might have just shown this. Was it Kenneth? Dude, did you share this? It looks like something you would. Sounds like something you would share. Seventh Stranger, Money and Promises. This is another EP. It's from like 89. Yep, 1989. And US band, just melodic, hard rock, whatever you want to call it. It had to be Kenneth showed it because this is right up his alley. Again, came across this online at a really good price. I grabbed it. It's just a 5-track EP. The same tracks on both sides of the vinyl. This, another band I knew nothing about, other than they had a single. It's a new wave of British heavy metal band called Aragorn. And let me read here. They had a single in 81 called Black Ice, and that was it. But they recorded a full length the following year, and it never got released, and that's basically what this is. And this was just reissued not long ago on Salmer Records. I don't see out of where, but this is out there floating around. It's definitely making the rounds. It I haven't spun all this yet either, but these guys were early new wave British heavy metal. Definitely have that 70s hard rock vibe to them. But kind of excited to check out the whole album. Another one, this one I just kind of pulled out to spin. And actually at the end of this I have a bunch that I pulled out to spin, and this probably should have been in with that. But it's Silent Rage, Don't Touch Me There. And it's just more Kenneth metal. Melodic, hard rock, metal, hair metal, whatever you want to call it. And there's their boots. That's the inner sleeve. Next, Stranger, Pretty Angels. These guys were out of Germany, and this came out in '89. And actually I spun this a while back. Cool stuff, yeah, late 80s. Don't know what else to say about that one. I think they had 2 albums, 2 full lengths, is that right? In the 80s anyway. They may have had more after that, I'm not sure. Next was kind of a blind buy, and ended up being really good. Sage Meridian, Whispered Tales. Basically, this was a band out of Arizona, and this was recorded in 1989. It's basically a demo. They did a demo cassette. It was never put out on vinyl back in the day. And they never recorded anything officially, I guess, to release. But again, out of Arizona, and this is very cool. It's in that early Queensryche kind of style, you know, that early prog metal. This is on Storm Spell. It's limited to 333. But very cool. It was kind of a blind buy. It looked kind of cool, and I was able to find a little bit to check out, so I went ahead and grabbed it. And definitely dug that. Next, the new album from Evil Invaders, Feed Me Violence. Feed Me Violence, sorry. These guys are out of Belgium. If you've never heard Evil Invaders, just full-on speed metal. They get their name from Jesus Criminy, a Canadian band that I can't think of right now. It'll come to me. Oh well. But full-on speed metal, very cool. This one, this release is cool, but I like the earlier EP and first album better. But I do need to spin this more. But very cool, and I can't think of the Canadian band, speed metal band, 80s band. Alright, like I said, my memory sucks. Next up, Cerebus out of North Carolina. And this is a band I never checked out back in the day. For some reason, this cover didn't catch me, and it looked like they were more of an aggressive, extreme kind of band. I don't know why, to me back in the day. Not so much on the back. But, man, this is a killer record. Just good, straight up metal. This was their only release, 1986. You know, and again, they're out of the U.S. It's just good U.S., I guess, power metal from that era. And it was on New Renaissance. Very cool album. Next, a tribute album just come out. It's called Pounding Metal, a tribute to Exciter. And this is pretty damn good too. We have Attacker, Evil Invaders, Crystal Viper, pretty cool band, Iron Sword, Ranger, excuse me, Ram, Masters of Disguise, Savage Master, one of my favorite bands, October 31, killer local band for me, Visigoth, Gatekeeper, and Vulture, all doing Exciter covers. And this is badass. This is really good. Worth we're tracking down. It's out there. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Excuse me. Came across a couple out of the blue. I was up near a shop that I go to occasionally. I thought I'm gonna stop in. I thought, nah, I'm not stopping in. I want to just get on home. I was doing some other stuff. Then I thought, nah, last time I stopped in, he told me he had some metal he's gonna be putting out soon, so I'm gonna stop in. So I stop in, walk in, and he has my phone number laying on the counter, and he's like, dude, I was just getting ready to call you. I was like, well, wow, what's going on? He goes, I got some pretty cool metal if you want to take a look at it. So I ended up picking up a couple things, and they were a bit pricey, but he cut me really good deals on it. He's a great dude. Yeah, he's always working with me on stuff, and just a really nice guy. But I found a sealed copy of Iron Cross Warhead. So I had to grab this. These dudes were out of Pittsburgh, and what this came out like in '85. Yep, 1985. This was their only release. It's straight up mid '80s U.S. metal, just that underground metal. There's nothing fantastic here. It's just blue collar metal. But I love this stuff, and it was sealed. And I've never seen one sealed. I actually have a copy already that wasn't sealed, and I've never seen another copy. And to come across the sealed one, and like I said, he made me a really good deal on it. I was like, I'll take it, because I'll keep it sealed. I'm not usually one to keep stuff sealed, and I'll prove that here in a second. But that was kind of cool, and it's in one of those independent. It's an independent release, so it's in one of those cheesy seal jobs. It's real loose, you know what I mean? So it's not tight. It's not going to hurt the cover or the album in any way. So it was just too cool to pass up, and you know, collecting records is a sickness, so had to grab it. And the other one, I've never had a copy of this, and actually I don't know a lot about this band, and everybody loves this EP, and I went ahead and grabbed it. And again, he made me a killer deal on it, and it was sealed, but I've opened it and spun it, and it's an original Sodom in the Sign of Evil. And like I said, I've never had this or anything, and don't know anything about this band. I think this is the only thing I have by these dudes. Because I've said before, you know, the more extreme stuff, even back in the day and today, you know, I didn't pick up, I wasn't that into, but I could deal with it now, you know what I mean? I'm checking out Creator, still not a big fan, checking out Sodom, definitely dug this, you know what I mean? And I know it's, you know, highly regarded, so I wanted to pick it up, check it out, and what better way to do it than a sealed original pressing, so I went for it, and happy I did. Very cool. Next, I came across this when I was ordering some other stuff. It was real cheap, so I grabbed it. Blue Blood, Running Back, just a 12-inch EP on Music for Nations. These dudes were basically a melodic hard rock hair band out of the UK, and this is like 89, yeah, 1989. And this I'd never heard of, and man, I really ended up digging this. Another German band, Midnight Darkness, and this is from 1985, mid-80s again, and it's called Holding the Night. And again, it's just blue collar metal, but German metal. Very cool. It's their only release, the only thing they ever did, and I've never heard of these dudes before. Kind of just like Avenger, and ended up totally loving it. Very cool. And that's an original, it's not a reissue or anything. Alright, let me grab a stack of just stuff I've been pulling out to spin. Alright, we should run through this stack pretty quick. Like I said, this stuff I've just pulled out to spin. There'll be a lot of familiar stuff here. Just, yeah, touching base with some old records, basically. There are a couple in here that are newer, though. Like this one here, Avalanche, Pray for the Sinner. had a boot of this on CD forever, and just finally came across the vinyl. It's good, hard rockish metal. It's okay. It definitely picks up towards the second side. And actually, I'm going to spin that again before I put it away. Not the greatest album, but far from bad. This should have been in, actually, there's a few in here, should have been in with the newer stuff. So I lied. Here's the new Air Raid, Across the Line. Killer cover. I like just the band shot there. And I believe this is their third full length. On high, this one's on High Roller. I haven't spun this yet. This just came in Saturday. So, very cool band. Part of the new wave traditional heavy metal scene that's going on. So, alright, these I hope I haven't shown yet, but I'll show them here real quick. I ran into 3 Metallica boots. First one is Back to the Studio, and it's all just early recordings, demos, studio recordings, and that kind of stuff. Pretty well done. They all just come with these blank labels, center rings, whatever you want to call them. That's the first one. Second one is Studio Shit. This one came with the inner had like a stamping on it. It's pretty cool. And these are all on, what was the name of this? Bay Area Discs. So this is BAD001, and it's like 002, 003, and there was actually a fourth one, which was the Metal Up Your Ass, you know, demos and all that, which I already have on another boot, so I didn't grab it. And then the last one is Fuck the Studio. These are great quality. These sound fantastic. You know, worth picking up. And that was part of. I traded a bunch of stuff in, grabbed those. And again, it's just stuff I pulled to listen to. Best of Budgie, cool. Best of. Everybody probably knows that. And just one of those albums I loved as a kid. I can't tell you how many yards I mowed. Listened to this on cassette on a Walkman. Rough Cut, the debut. Love the singer, Paul, what was his last? Shortino, that was it. Very cool band, if you like that kind of stuff, which I do. Like I said, I listen to the crap out of that. And the first Icon, pulled that out to listen to. And Dressed to Kill by Kiss. And heard this forever, and this is on the blue label. And picked up a reissue on music on vinyl of Elf Trying to Burn the Sun. Just kind of, I have an old pressing of this. I can't say it's an original, I just know it's an old pressing. But it's in okay shape, but came across this and again got a good deal on it at that one shop that had the, I got the Sodom and Iron Cross from. So he made me a good deal on this, so I grabbed it. Killer album. And if you don't know, Elf, yeah, Ronnie James Dio's band. Alright, sorry about that, boom. Next up, Twisted Sister, Rough Cuts. This was on Secret back in the day. Just an EP, early EP. Great stuff. But everybody knows that. Also pulled out Accept, I'm a Rebel. That's a promo copy, gold stamp. Pretty cool. And Tangier, Four Winds. Actually, that was sitting in the Just In pile. A double, whatever. I just threw it on to listen to before I put it away. Alright, that's it. This has been long as crap. I hope everybody's doing well. Been trying to catch up on videos, watching Brother George. Saw LJ post just in the mail video, and Scott and Garen, everybody. Aaron, Metal Theologian. So I'm definitely around, trying to watch videos when I can. Just haven't been active or commenting. So hope everybody's doing well. Later, BC.